As I can see, you are holding a President's Day assembly, so since I am one of the most highly honored presidents, it would only be necessary for me to give a speech. First, let me tell you about my pre-presidency. I was born on February 12, 1809, in Kentucky, in a place known as Sinking Spring Farm. My family and I lived in a log cabin with only one small room. That is probably nothing compared to the homes we possess now. I had a father named Thomas Lincoln and a mother with the name Nancy Lincoln. It seemed like there was always hard work to do, like cutting logs. Some children even play with logs named after me. They call them Lincoln logs. I call them insulting. As a child, I liked reading books. It always seemed as if books took me to new places. Even though I had no formal education, books still educated me. After a short time, I was an adult. But before I became president, I worked for the Illinois House of Representatives. There I gave a lot of speeches. Most of them were about how terrible slavery is. Before that, I worked in a bookshop, sold whiskey, helped with railroad tracks, and more. I even worked in a law house where I earned the title Honest Abe for always being so honest in court. One day, I imagined becoming president and ending slavery for good. I'll bet you know where I decided to work next. When the elections came in the year 1860, I became the first Republican. I had to run against Stephen Douglas, who was fairly kind. Being a president wasn't easy, though. I faced many challenges. My greatest challenge was probably the well-known Civil War. It lasted 4 years long. It was a war about ending slavery. During the war, I gave a speech called the Gettysburg Address. It is said to be one of the most important speeches in history. The biggest accomplishment I ever made was winning the war. It was the bloodiest war in history, but when we won, we celebrated by keeping the city bright with lights all night long. I didn't really have a post-presidency, but I can tell you how I got kicked out. I was assassinated during my presidency by a handsome, kind, charming actor named John Booth. I heard that you always got your money's worth at one of his performances. I was sitting in one of the special booths, and I saw the best performance I ever saw in my life. Then he had to go change his costume. Then he snuck up behind me, shot me in the back of the head, and jumped down onto the stage. I heard that jumping that far broke his arm. I died shortly after that. So, while I'm in the year 2014, I would like to try one of these cheeseburgers I've been hearing about.